Welcome, guys, to Dogs of War YouTube channel.
-2 review.
-2
I'm going to
review.
say it every time.
Today we have
the Druid.
The Druid class review. If you haven't seen any of the other reviews, there should be links somewhere.
You should be watching them by now.
The Druid, the Cleric of Nature.
Right. It's our other big divine full caster. You know, the others being Cleric, Sorcerer, Wizard, and Bard. Yeah, they are the nature healer, I suppose. They have multiple things. They're similar to the Cleric, but where the Cleric focuses on the church and the hierarchy of the church organization, the Druid focuses more on natural healing, or I suppose
keeping the balance.
Yeah, nature.
Yeah. So they have the same hit points of the Cleric.
Same hit points.
They have the same armors.
Yep, medium armor.
You know,
and shields, and it has in little parentheses, Druids will not wear armor with metal. So they still have that to an extent. That's pretty much. I don't see many restrictions, and I mean, like the Cleric restriction of, oh, you have to be within one step of your deity, or the Paladin restriction, you have to be lawful good. I haven't seen many restrictions.
No, okay, that's good.
So that's
the only restriction I've seen is multiclassing.
Right.
They do have like stats required.
Oh yeah.
For that. So,
weapons, a smattering of natural wooden stuff that doesn't have a whole lot of metal on it, and then your good old scimitar, which will be important later. So note the scimitar. Herbalism kit, intelligence. Herbalism kit, where the Cleric didn't get any tool proficiency.
Oh.
So, intelligence and wisdom for a saving throw. 2 skills.
2 skills.
Arcana, animal handling, insight, medicine, nature, perception, religion, and survival. So, survival, nature, you know. And then equipment.
Wooden shield
or a simple weapon. Any simple weapon. So if you want that 2-handed maul, there you go.
Yeah.
Scimitar or any simple weapon, and then armor, pack, and focus.
And leather armor.
Yeah, leather armor.
Yeah, not hide.
Not hide. I don't know why they don't start with medium armor, because they have proficiency in it.
So what's in the medium armor category that's not metal?
Hide. I think.
Hide is metal.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, keep reading it.
Yeah. They get a secret language.
Yes, Druidic.
Yep, which is kind of cool if you have a party with 1 or 2 druids and they can start talking.
Talk bad about the stupid dwarf.
Can pass notes to each other.
There we go. Hide.
Just
real quick.
Okay.
Medium armor. I don't know why, but
I think it would have been kind of cool. You know, give it a little bit more.
Maybe they're too afraid of skinning an animal.
Not that too, but also doesn't give you, like right now with our campaign I'm playing a warrior, and I'm saving my damn gold pieces until I get plate. You know, so I have something to aspire for. You know what I'm saying? To spend your money.
That's true.
So if you give them the highest armor right off the bat, then what they're going to use their money for?
That's true.
So now here, a druid can save out their cash to try to get to hide. You know. So, okay. Spell casting. They get cantrips. Same as
same as well. They're on the Druid spell list, of course.
Yeah. Preparation spells. They do it like
They do it just like the Cleric. They're like, oh, I need Goodberry today. So I'm going to memorize Goodberry. I need Longstrider today, so I'm going to memorize Longstrider.
Oh, one question.
Sure.
Oh, we haven't done the wizard yet, but you know the wizard, after they do a short rest, they gain a spell?
Right. No, they don't have that.
They don't get that. Both Cleric and Druid have to fully rest to get everything back. So they get the same DC and attack modifier, wisdom based. The same as the Cleric.
And its second level
is where they start making
wild shape.
Wild shape. And wild shape is pretty cool.
Wild shape is very cool.
We have
That was nuts. I didn't think it was true until I read it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, we have a player, Robert. Hi, Robert. If
Hey,
you're
Robert.
watching it, he's playing a druid.
So we're gonna be pulling this. I hope you did your homework, man. 'Cause
And he's been taking advantage of the
Yes.
wild shape a lot, so it's pretty.
So
good.
wild shape. A quick rundown is you change into an animal. You spend an action, magically assume the shape of a beast that you've seen before. So savvy DMs could,
Yeah.
All right, you can use this feature twice. Regaining expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. So wild shape away, because you get 2, and then you finish a short rest, an hour long, and you get 2 back.
Yeah.
So that's nuts. So Druid level determines what beast you can shape into. Blam, a little chart down there.
Second level's half a CR, no
Oh
flying.
no, quarter CR.
Yeah.
No flying or swimming. So
Wolf.
like the wolf.
Fourth level is half a CR, and it's crocodile, and then 8th is 1 complete CR. It's like a giant eagle.
Yeah. So you can. And there's no limitations on 8. So that
Yeah.
flying thing, you can actually pick an eagle.
Yep.
So you can stay in a beast shape for a number of hours, equal to half your druid level, or you get slapped around too much, which we're going to go into that in a second. So something that makes it. There's a bunch of other stuff like you keep your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You take the strength, dex, and con of the particular animal. You get hit points and hit dice, which we'll go into that in a minute. Can't cast spells until later, like 18 or something like that. Yeah, until 18 you can cast spells when you're in beast form. All your gear transforms with you, except I think the stuff that you're holding, you drop it.
Ooh.
I think so. It's there's like a page of well, at any rate.
Yeah.
So, let's say a druid has 4 hit points in druid form. Wild shapes into a wolf, which is what Robert was doing, and I didn't believe him until I read it. You get full hit points as that wolf. That wolf has 25 hit points. Great, you now have 25. You've got 25 HP. Now you've got the stat, and you're like, oh my god, that's broken. You've got the AC of that wolf, which is not the greatest.
Nope.
You've got, because at second level you're looking at a quarter of a CR. So it's not going to be 25. It's going to be, ridiculously low.
Yeah.
But it does give you an extra hit point pool to work from. So let's say that druid went in when he had 4. The druid gets hit. The wolf has 6 hit points left, and the wolf gets hit for 7. It automatically knocks the druid out of wild shape, and the extra damage, 1, is carried over to the druid. So it knocks them from 4 to 3. See what I'm saying?
So you could hit him.
You could hit him hard enough to knock him out of wild shape and go unconscious.
Oh wow!
So, or you could end the wild shape early for doing, I don't know, somewhere in there.
But the opposite too is if you have 25 hit points and you get knocked down to 1, and you voluntarily get out of wild shape, you're back to your original.
Back to what you started with.
Yes.
So if
you're
the druid,
full high life, you're back to full life.
Yeah. The druid went in at full life, so 12. And then the wolf has got 1 hit point left. You can opt to. That still is a 1 hit point buffer.
Yeah.
Depending on what your stats versus the animal stats are. It may be more beneficial for you to switch back out and go druid form again.
So you get this big pool of hit points.
It's another pool of hit points, yeah.
Yep.
Also at second level, you choose your path.
Okay, so it's not like the cleric that you get at level 1.
Right, and it's not like
Here.
you get it at second level.
Which is
it's cool. They split it up like the Barbarian does, sort of. You can either pick the circle of the land or the circle of the moon. Circle of the land splits up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different lands.
Okay.
Grassland, mountain, swamp, desert, coast. You get all kinds of stuff. You know, like
so it's like the Cleric when you get free spells.
Yeah, you get free. Well, yeah, that sometimes they're not on the Druid spell list, like
Melph's Acid Arrow.
Yeah, Melph's Acid Arrow. I don't think I saw it. Where did I see that?
Lightning Bolt?
Oh, no, I think Lightning Bolt is because it's lightning.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Invisibility?
Yeah, I don't think that's on the Druid spell list. Silence.
But yeah.
I know there's some in there.
Yeah.
But they get free spells that are always on their list of, I need to memorize these 4. Oh, look, I get bonus spells that I've memorized.
Already.
Because I'm a Druid of the whatever.
So the land basically you get very more spellcaster.
Yeah, they're the spellcasters.
Yeah.
You also get, as you go up in levels, you get land stride. You get, that's that Druid difficult terrain thing that they can't be slowed by it.
Okay.
They get can't be charmed by or frightened by elementals or fae, and they're immune to poison and disease, which is pretty sweet.
Ooh.
And then sanctuary, which animals will come up to you and then and then they have to make a saving throw in order to attack you.
Yeah. Huh. And they get like the wizards, natural recovery.
Yes.
After a short rest, they get recover spell slots.
Yes, the Druid of the Land gets the recovery thing that you were asking about just a second ago.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So if you want to be
more
spellcastly, or more healer,
yes,
you could do
Circle of the Land for sure. Or if you want to be more wild shape, Circle of the Moon.
The moon.
Right off the bat at 2nd level, instead of using the CR 1/4, they get CR 1.
Right at level 1.
Level 2.
Level 2.
Wow. Right. At level 6,
so normally you have to wait until you are 8th level
to get a CR 1. They get it at level 2.
They still have the limitations though, or no?
They do.
Okay. So they can't get a giant one eagle and be Gandalf.
Yeah, no, not yet. At 6th level, you can transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as your Druid level divided by 3.
Ooh. So it breaks the cap.
So it breaks the cap. Well, they start at 1, so...
No, but the cap is
So let's see. 20 divided by 3 is almost 7. What does it round up? Round it down. So 6. So you could have a CR 6.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you're 20th level at that point. You can just destroy everything. They also, it's cool, you can burn spell slots to heal yourself.
Oh.
I think it's a bonus action. Yeah, as a bonus action. Oh, no, excuse me. You can use Wild Shape as a bonus action instead of an action. And you can... Oh, no, yeah, I was right. You can use a bonus action to burn a spell slot to gain a D8 hit points per spell level. So you're not healing everybody else, but you're more combative.
Yeah, you become more of a DPS druid, basically.
Say DPS.
Yeah.
And then a couple other things.
This would be more of like the WoW, World of Warcraft with druids for World of Warcraft players.
Feral. Yeah, Feral. That's it. And then your wild shape counts as magical attacks. You could turn into an elemental. You can cast Alter Self at will. This is all for the Circle of the Moon stuff. Yeah. You want to be a caster, pick Circle of the Land. You want to be a shapeshifter, Circle of the Moon.
And it's a pretty big difference.
Very, especially because the land splits up into, let's say like swamp. Okay, super. You're a Druid of the Swamp. Whoop diddly do. No, sir. I get darkness and Melph's Acid Arrow instead of being of the desert and getting blur and silence. So they actually pick the spells that they pick. They're more geared towards living in the swamp, living in the mountains.
So you could play like 2 Clerics of the Land and be almost very different.
Very.
Just because of the section you're from.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So then moving along and picking races and feats and stuffs. Human, of course, because human can do everything. Hill Dwarf, because they get bonus to wisdom. Same with the Wood Elf. or basically any elf for that matter, because they're nature and because they're only proficient with medium armor, you're probably going to pick something with a little more dex to take advantage of the, because clerics can kind of, well, depending on your domain, the cleric can get heavy where you don't get to use your dex, and the druid. So there's a halfling. And oddly enough, I picked a half orc. I don't know why. I think more of a strength-based, half orc, and then go into the circle of the moon. There's a lot of options open. Because you don't have to go wisdom and or dex based, because you'd be wild shaped all the time.
Yeah, you can even just be a circle of land and be a more not shape shifting aggressive, but just be like because you get several of these of defensive spells. They can just buff yourself and you just go
right. And I said before, take note of the scimitar. The scimitar is a finesse weapon, so you use your dex.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go away from that and choose like a half orc, I definitely see. I actually made an NPC half orc druid, and I gave him strength. So you get instead of the scimitar, you can pick any simple weapon. So you've got that maul.
Yeah.
So. It's a good feats to look out for, even more so than the cleric, keeping yourself alive.
Yes,
because you don't have the heavy armor. So alertness, defensive duelist. Actually, if you're wielding I think a light weapon. If you're wielding basically a scimitar, you can use your reaction to give yourself more AC.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here we go. I opened right to it. Yeah, if you're wielding a finesse weapon and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC. Keeping yourself alive.
Yes.
Elemental Adept. Very good, because druids deal a lot with lightning and fire and stuff. Yes. Healer, of course. So good. Lucky, same thing. Mobile.
I love Lucky.
Lucky's
so good.
Mobile, getting that extra movement. Although I wouldn't really see mobile, because druids get Long Strider as a spell that adds 10 feet. I mean, I know mobile does more than just movement, but
there's an aspect of that feat that you are not taking advantage of.
Right. So resilient and tough, making yourself live longer, so you are not spending the heals on yourself.
Yeah. That's a lot of time. The cleric, the worst predicament you could be with the cleric is you're about to die, and then your tank is about to die. And we're both played MMOs.
Yep.
You know that's a party wipe, and the same things in D&D.
Yep.
That's the worst case scenario. So if you can make sure you don't take damage, then you can keep the tank alive and have one focus for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you start fighting the high levels and you start fighting intelligent monsters.
Yeah, because they will ignore the heavy-plated fighter.
And they will go after... A smart GM will have them go after the cleric.
Kill the clothy first.
Yeah. Clerics, kill the spellcasters, and all that stuff. That's another predicament you don't want your cleric to have. Healing the wizard or healing the tank.
Well, and the wizard's got such low hit points. He's just bouncing up and down.
So,
there weren't many backgrounds that I saw that fit the druid. There's folk hero, a hermit, and outlander. I mean, now, again with the circle of the land, like I say, if you're from the coast, you could pick sailor. If you're from
the land gives you more choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's flavor. This is what you did before you became your adventurer. You could pick, like if you were a hill dwarf or a mountain dwarf, and you pick mountains, you might pick the soldier background.
Yeah.
I don't know. The forest, and you were, but I would. Never mind, because that's Outlander, and you can pick Sage. You can pick all sorts of things.
Yeah, that based on what you pick for your land will help you flesh out your character better.
So then, what I would choose, I liked the idea of this. I wouldn't say the strength based druid, because I instead of mountain dwarf I picked hill dwarf, and then a hill dwarf with the mountains for the circle of land. I picked hermit. Like he's an outcast.
Okay.
You know, because dwarves aren't usually druids.
Yeah.
So he's a hermit living alone. And I would pick. I would try to go as much nature as I could. You know, slough off the other, like the quintessential protection spells, like protection from evil and good, shield of faith, sanctuary, or whatever like this. I would go with Goodberry and Entangle and Thunderwave, Jump. I would pick the nature spells to make, you know, to solidify the fact that I'm a druid.
And it's like the Ars Salvatore's book. So you had a dwarf trying to be a druid, and it's a great series of books.
Yeah, it'd be like, yes, I am a dwarf. Yes, I am a druid. Do I have Shield of Faith? No.
You think I am the average druid?
Yeah, come on, I am nature. I have Entangle. I have Fairy Fire.
So that would be kind of fun character.
I think it'd be cool.
You know. So anything else?
As a quick note, I don't know why I just thought of this now. Maybe because I saw druids and the gods. Druids don't have to pick deities. They get their spells from nature. Now, a good number of druids. That being said, this little blurb here says a lot of druids follow nature. The nature deities, for obvious reasons, but they don't have to pick one.
So, okay, guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Subscribe. Watch other videos.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys' support and all this stuff. And hopefully we'll have some more later on for you guys. Thank you for watching, and take care.